This fish knows one early morning. After a night of fierce storms, the sky was still heavy with mist, and the salty scent of the sea lingered in the air. The great waves from the night before had left countless traces along the endless stretch of sand. Seaweed, seashells, and thousands of small fish washed ashore. On that vast sandy beach, a young man walked slowly. As he moved, he glanced down at his feet. The scene tightened his chest. Countless fish wriggled helplessly, mouths gasping for air in despair. The ocean was only a few meters away, yet that short distance had now become the boundary between life and death. He knew that as soon as the sun rose higher, the heat would scorch them, and those tiny lives would dry out. The young man kept walking, thoughts echoing in his mind. There are too many, far too many to save. They're all going to die anyway. A little further ahead, he noticed a small figure in the distance. It was a boy, no more than 8 or 9 years old. His steps were slow, his back bent low, and his hands moved tirelessly, picking up the struggling fish one by one. With all the strength his small body had, he hurled each fish back into the sea. The waves carried them away, back to life and hope. The young man stopped and watched. Sweat beaded on the boy's forehead, but his eyes shone with clarity and determination. At that moment, it seemed as if the whole world consisted only of him and the lives he was saving. Curiosity mixed with admiration pushed the man closer. He asked, "Hello there, young friend. There are countless fish stranded here. You could spend your whole life and never save them all. So why are you doing this?" The boy did not stop, nor did he lift his head. He simply answered softly, "I know." The man frowned in surprise. "If you know, then why keep picking up these fish and throwing them back? No one will notice. No one will even know what you're doing." This time, the boy raised his face. His eyes sparkled with conviction, and his voice rang clear, firm, like a declaration. "I know, but this fish knows. That fish knows. And this one too. It knows I saved its life." Then he bent down again, continuing his task. With every throat of his hand, another tiny life returned to the boundless sea. To him, nothing was meaningless. Every moment of rescue, no matter how small, carried its own value. The young man stood frozen. Something stirred in his heart. On that beach filled with dying fish, beneath the rising heat of the sun, a small boy quietly sowed seeds of hope. And the man realized, sometimes even the smallest act can be enough to change an entire life. Every fish knows. Even a tiny fish is still a life. It treasures its own existence, clings to it, and its life only finds meaning when it can swim freely in the vast ocean. In the same way, in our lives, we may not be able to save everyone, nor spread love to the entire world, but we can save someone. We can love someone, and because of that, love still exists. Life can still be different, changing day by day for the better. This is something each of us is capable of and certainly able to do. To us, it may feel like a small, repeated action, done hundreds or even thousands of times. But to the one life we touch, it could be the only chance. Of course, if the fish has already died, there is no need to throw it back into the sea. But as long as life remains, even the smallest act can create a miracle.